Let's see if I got this thing right. Continue. Where were we last time? Evening, my good friend Gogolf. Good evening indeed. Hello, Silent Pizza. Good to see you guys are here. Okay, so this is where we were last time. Audio and video, all good. Excellent, so we can start right ahead. If anyone's interested, I'm just going to give you an update that over here, the whole snow thing was a dud. Last time I streamed, there was a huge storm. People thought there was going to be tons of snow. No electricity, no nothing. Snow was a big fat dud. Whether people lied to us, it's a great big fucking conspiracy. So that's it basically. So last time, we went... What exactly happened? Oh yeah, Clover was gone. Clover disappeared, and because Seven and Lotus somehow she ran away or something, so we went to see if she was next to Snake's supposed body, and that's when we suddenly noticed, and that's what we're gonna see right now. By the way, this stream I'll probably finish this ending, and I'm assuming you guys want me to do the others, so we can start on those right ahead. So no worries. Okay, so let's keep going. There were many ways a man can die, but this. Oh, thanks to whoever did the event for me. I kind of forgot about it. But thanks. I need to I need to learn how to make those the Steam events. Anyway, thanks. The skull was shattered, and the head little more than a pulpy mass of brain, bone, and viscera. The left arm was hideously twisted into a horrific alien shape, the bright white of the ulna shining through the remains of skin and muscle. Give that shit all the time. Meteorologists are fucking useless. Yeah, but it's not even like Jerusalem has like a website with like an amateur meteorologist. That he's like sort of a folk hero around here, I guess, because you know it's kind of weird. And he has his own site, and he gives like real like minute-to-minute updates on weather and stuff. And he was way off, so it's like a huge shitstorm right now in the city. Like that guy was wrong, and he failed everybody else, and like everybody knows him and knows where he lives and shit. So that's kind of funny. We'll see how that happens. Huh? Wait. Bright white? Yulna. Bones. The pieces fell into place. Junpei remembered something Clover had told him in the laboratory.
My brother's left arm is, it's not like a normal person's arm. The accident hurt him really bad. To save him, they had to cut off his arm.
Of course. Of course. Why hadn't he realized it earlier? Well, I don't know, because we certainly did, but whatever. Clover had told Junpei that Snake's left arm was prosthetic. But the left arm of the corpse behind the divider was clearly a human arm, or at least it had been once. That meant the corpse. Junpei and June headed back toward the large hospital room. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Silent. It's not even like the full force of Clover's voice. But yeah, I'll remember to give more warnings next time if we'll see her again. They stepped through the door and out of the shower room. Down the hallway they went, searching for Clover in every corner. They had reached the stairs when Seven appeared, breathless and yelling. Junpei, June, where were you guys? He looked pale. His face was drawn. Something terrible had happened. Junpei's breath caught in his throat. Did something happen? Seven drew a shaking hand across his face and gulped down a breath of air. Clover's dead. Found her in the first-class bathroom. Something here stinks. Unless she actually killed herself somehow. But I don't think we're going to see a body. Hey, this is where the safe was, right? All sound ceased for Junpei. The world was an empty, muffled expanse. Then he began to hear his own breathing. Holy shit, it's actually her! Wow, I was not expecting that. I thought it was gonna be a fake thing. But how could no, something here stinks. I mean, doesn't make sense to me that Clover wouldn't realize that it was a fake arm. And actually maybe she was so distraught over thinking that it was actually him that she forgot about it or something. That she didn't even want to look and she never saw the arm. No one else could have known. Dude, damn. This is dark. Jun's mouth moved, but he heard nothing. Well, at least no need to lower the volume, I guess, anymore. She tried once more, and then her energy was gone, and she collapsed against the wall. He could have helped her, but he hadn't, and now she was dead. So he stood there, frozen in place. Clover. Clover. Why? Why had this happened? He forced his body to move. Each step felt like another nail pounded into his heart. Finally, he was in front of her. He knelt and placed 3 fingers against Clover's neck. No pulse. No breath. But she was still warm and her eyes were closed peacefully. It would have been easy to think she was asleep. Easy, that is, were it not for the slowly expanding puddle of blood beneath her. Where's the blood coming from? He traced its source to her back. A gash just beneath her shoulder blade. Was the weapon a knife, perhaps? If it was a knife, then the killer had taken it when they left. When he closed his eyes, he saw Clover's smile. Her innocent smile. Her energy. He would never see her smile again. He could have done something. He could have helped her. His stomach twisted itself into a sickening knot. Junpei lifted the limp June from the floor and carried her from the bathroom. But you know, if there's one thing we can learn from like the deaths so far is that they haven't been investigated accordingly. Like nobody really investigated Snake's death, and that caused her death, and no one really investigated Number 9's death, and like his body or whatever. So, hey, Chua, that stupid girl is dead. Yep. Friend Rachel is still alive though. So, are you all right? Was a foolish question, and he knew it.
Yes, I think so.
Her voice was weak. The fever had gone down, but the emotional scars she'd received were not likely to recede as quickly. Junpei laid his hand on her shoulder, and they walked back to the bedroom. You should get some rest. He lowered June. I wonder if she was killed, if she killed herself. She probably didn't kill herself, because a knife, like a gash in the back, isn't really the way to go if you want to kill yourself. I wonder if she's faking it somehow, or if Snake killed her. I don't know. Friend is our creation. Well, her too. You people ask for like the squeakiest voice I can do or something. He lowered June until she was sitting against the bed. She nodded once and stared at the floor. There were 4 others in the room. I guess one rather weak excuse that could be made for the death of the 9th man is that he basically killed himself, though. Yeah, no, we know how he died, but we never actually saw it was him either. As far as I know, it could have been another decoy body, just like Snake, or like maybe if Snake's supposed body is the 9th man's body, we could have known if we investigated him. And like we didn't even go like through his pockets and stuff like that, see if he has anything special, something to identify and stuff like that. We never even did that, and I was sure we were gonna. And that might have helped, you know? The 4 others in the room. Ace, Lotus, Santa, and Seven. They all stare at nothing, their faces drawn and tired. Oh, hey Jodmund. Good to see you're back. Is your connection any better? Can you see better now? They all stare at nothing, their faces drawn and tired. After a while, they drifted into the bathroom to see Clover's corpse themselves. Once everyone was back in the bedroom, Junpei walked slowly to the center of it and looked around the slumped figures gathered there. Who was the first to find the body? I'm guessing Lotus. Me. Oh. Seven spoke from behind Junpei. He turned around. Seven's hand was up. Why'd you come to this room? To look for Clover. Why else? I found her body in the bathroom. As soon as I did, I ran outside. I got to the top of the stairs, by the casino, and yelled as loud as I could. Hey, guys, I found her, but it's bad. She's in the bathroom, in the first class cabin. Come quick. Or something like that. Well, it certainly is an interesting, location. I think maybe, I don't know, I don't know why, if they're actually brothers, but maybe Snake faked his own death so he could open the vault the safe for some reason, somehow. And then, she caught him, and he had to kill her so she wouldn't spill the beans. But that means they're not actually brother and sister, probably. Maybe they're, I don't know, two con men or something? I don't know. This is so weird. Excellent, gentlemen. That's good to hear. But again, considering the rather graphic descriptions of the scenes, I'm not entirely certain how much there was left to investigate, though. Snake's head was basically just a bloody pulp. That's true, but I'm talking about just looking. It's obvious you shouldn't actually go through the viscera and everything and check for I don't know, clues in their colon, but you could go through the pockets. I mean, she was in the bathroom. There was a lot of loungers going to leave it there. So you're saying she menstruated to death? Backcountry? That's your medical analysis. Then I went back to the bathroom. Ace, Santa, and Lotus showed up real soon after that. But I guess you two hadn't heard me or something, 'cause you didn't show. So I took off down the stairs to look for you. After that, I mean, you know the rest, right? Junpei nodded and closed his eyes. There was one more thing he needed to ask. Seven, there's one more thing I'm worried about. What's that? When you finished all the puzzles in this room and got the door open, you stuck one of those plates in between the door and the frame, right? Why'd you do that? Come on, didn't I already tell you that? It is so the door wouldn't lock. So you could come back to this room. Oh. You think I did it? Well, I don't know. That kind of depends on what you say, doesn't it? Seven sighed and shook his head. Peter cramps can take a toll on some people. She first got in since the blind dude was dead. She had no one to turn to, so she turned to death. Brilliant, Backcountry. Absolutely brilliant. Shook his head. Follow me. There were two doors standing next to one another. He opened the one on the right. Behind the door was a closet. Right, with a safe. Seven stepped inside. He stood in front of one of the shelves that filled it and gestured toward a small box. The box was a small metal cube. He looked at Junpei. This is the reason. This safe. We couldn't open it when we were getting through the room. Figured there might be something pretty important in it. Couldn't stop thinking about it. Besides, figured eventually you might figure out what the numbers are for the safe. Was that probably a reference to this? Little girl kills self because blind brother also dead, maybe? What? What? Is that a joke on the game or something? Was huge news in Japan? Seriously? I gotta read about that. And if we did, I don't want to screw around with door 5 again. So put that plate in the exit door so we could get back in that way. Get it now? Junpei nodded and looked at the safe. He grabbed the handle and shook it. Nothing happened. It was locked as it had been when Seven found it. There was one change, however. Just underneath the safe was a pile of fine reddish-brown powder. Rust. Junpei stared at it for a moment. Huh. Did someone open the safe, dislodging the rust? Exactly. That dude was fucked up. She had her period and she killed herself. Okay. Junpei left the closet. Seven followed him back to the bedroom. It was cold and quiet. No one spoke. They sat, frozen in place by shock and grief and fatigue. The room felt tiny and oppressive, and the thick metallic smell of blood filled the room. Junpei turned and headed for the living room. Anything to get out of there. Was there some other clue, perhaps? Anything that might lead him to whoever had stabbed Clover. He took his time and examined the room carefully. His eyes caught on the door. The door that led to the passageway of door number 5, where he died. And the door was the body of the 9th man. Who was there? Maybe I should have another look at it just in case. Well, exactly. Quietly, he pushed open the door. And the smell hit him like a blow to the face. His lungs contracted, unwilling to inhale such fetid air. Acid boiled up from the base of his stomach, churning what little food was there into a violent froth. It was too much for him, and he vomited. A thin stream of yellow water and bile spattered onto the floor. Blah. He opened his mouth weakly and stared at the dead body. Chunks of torn flesh lay in an arc around the body. Oh, so the body is still there. Remains of its intestines had slid out onto the floor. Nice, Augrist. The pool of blood that framed it was half dry, but so thick that it had taken on a texture not unlike that of an egg yolk prepared sunny side up. Okay. That's a weird description. On the floor next to the broken mass of the man's head lay his glasses, cracks spidering across the lenses. The bloodstains near them had already dried like scabs on the floor. That was when he noticed. It's gone. His bracelet. It's gone. It had been there when Junpei had gone through door 5 before. He was sure of it. Is this guy number 9? Why are you back here? Well, because I'm looking for clues. As to who killed Clover. And there we go. Something's different and weird. Why would you leave the bracelet? Well, why would we take it with us? We don't have anything to do with it. Like, what would we do with it? Right next to the glasses. But now, it was gone. The number 9 bracelet was gone. But why? Had someone taken it? He was turning it over and over in his mind when he heard Seven's voice. Huh? Where'd Junpei go? It had drifted out to him from the living room. Junpei walked slowly out of the hallway. Oh, there you are. Were you looking for something in that hallway? Seven looked up as Junpei entered the room. Did you find something? He thought for a moment before he responded. No, nothing. Technically, it wasn't a lie. He hadn't found anything. In a way, in fact, that was a problem. Technically correct, the best kind of correct. Something he'd expected to find that hadn't been there, the 9th man's bracelet. What's up? Well, I wanted you to take a look at something. What is it? Am I gonna get stabbed now? Seven led Junpei back to the bathroom. As Clover's corpse came into view, he felt his heart flip and then fall to the bottom of his stomach. Something between a sigh and a groan escaped his lips. What was it you wanted to show me? His voice was hollow and empty. I searched Clover's body again. I found this. As he spoke, he moved around Clover's head, then knelt open and flipped open her right hand. Ooh, snap. What? She was holding a piece of paper. I haven't actually looked at it yet. Didn't want to disturb the crime scene, you know? Basic stuff. Well, I did borrow one thing. Huh? I wasn't sure what that meant, but it likely didn't matter. Nice legs, Clover, no pedo. Hashtag no pedo. That should be I didn't know about that, but that should definitely be a thing. The paper was more important. He picked it up and carefully opened it.